Okay. Hi. So I'm recording a video about Sato high lows because Silent asked me about Sato high lows. And I was like, you know what? I'll just make a video and then I can send this to people that are asking me about Sato high lows. I'm trying to think. There's four main things. This is with Eddie. Without Eddie, you shouldn't be scared of high low. It's dog shit. So let me just set him to blocking everything and not actually doing anything else than blocking. Okay, cool. So I'm not gonna show these in the corner because they're mainly corner stuff. And there is technically a fifth, which is that, but that's not important right now. So okay, let me write down for a second and let me add the input display so that it's easier for people if they want to replicate the shit. If they're playing Sato or trying to lab against Sato, because it's not hard to lab against Sato. People act like it's like the most insane thing ever, and it's just not. But I'm gonna say bottom should be okay. Yeah, let's remove player 2 because it doesn't matter. And then, okay, that's good. So, keep. So there's 6H stuff, F-Shiki. And there's probably something I'm gonna miss, but the main high-low side does is this. Let me remove the training dummy thingy because it looks kind of ugly. So this is a frame kill. The JP doesn't do anything as a frame kill. And then you have the lowest possible JD into either air dash JK, air dash JK JD, air dash JK 2K, or you can just do land 2K. And if you do those correctly, if you time them all correctly, that is unfuzzyable. It's a bit hard, but normally the 2K is going to come out faster than the air dash stuff. And you can react to the air dash. If you react to the air dash, I can do this. And also, if you react to the air dash, you can't react to this. Or I mean, you can, because yeah, you can't react to whether I do JK JD or just JK land, but you can react to the air dash if you're looking for it. So that's one thing to look for. That's the main thing. It's just JP, and that's mainly in the corner, but also like mid screen. Like if I'm doing like any kind of mid screen pressure, just like this. That's the common situation is doing just that. It's also the same situation, high low. It's basically single overhead, double overhead, or triple overhead. Obviously, you can also do like this. That's a good way to get a double overhead in. That's hard to react to just because of the middle stack, or like this. Especially if you have a pose out, you can do like that. That's hard to react to for sure. And then you can also do a throw there as well if you have a pose out. So that's basically the main thing. It's just JP frame kill into this. Now the weakness of this is the JP frame kill because you can YRC that. Yeah. Like not there because I'm not. Let me see. But like in this situation, if they're doing okay, right? If I'm in the corner, right? You can fully just YRC that, which is pretty good. That's another high low. Give me a second. So that's the main one. It's just this, and I can also do I can also just not do JD there. I can just do land 2K, which is I think about the same speed. That is pretty hard to fuzzy. So I'm just doing this. You can see like the frame advantage on the thing. It's 3 in the morning. I'm not gonna figure it out exactly, but if I'm not mistaken, that is hard. At least very difficult to fuzzy and very difficult to react to. But I mean, people should know how to block this stuff. You know what I mean? Like people should learn at least how it works, so they know how to block it. This is basic high-low stuff. I'm not doing anything more complicated than just high-lows. That's setup 1. That's just the frame kill into lowest possible JD, right? Setup 2 is basically air dash into the lowest possible JD. You do air dash back or 3. You can do a lot of different air dash angles. The idea is you get the lowest possible JD. This is hard because you actually have to get it, you have to time the JD perfectly. And since you don't have an air dash, you're always minus. Unless you like do this in the emergence one. But like a lot of the time, if I do like this for my mix, which is hard to react to compared to this, but not impossible. People will react to this all the time, like the counters of these two. So it's very possible. And this is -4. They can throw you after. So you have to like back it with Eddie or something. And if you do it too high, then it's easier to react. You have to do it very low, at which point you risk doing that and missing it completely. So this is another way to do high-low. Especially if I'm like at this range, I might do that like that, or I can do like if I don't want to get in, I can do that. But with air dash, you can also do air dash JS. You can do JK, but JS is better. You can do JS. You can do JS. You can do JS JD. You can do kind of similar fight angle. You can do just 2K. You can do or like land, or you can just do JS. This is with 3 flights, so it's down forward flight. You can do this versus this, which is hard to react to. With a forward flight, you can do this versus this, which is like you can see that the flight angle is slightly different, but that's very hard to see in an actual match. You can do this into a low, this into a throw, or this into if you delay which you can delay the JD to catch mash. You can delay that, and then it's gonna be unfuzzable compared to the low. And this you do a lot in like this situation. It's better against deflect shield than the other one, and it's also done a lot when you have clap here because you can do this and then just kind of land and do whatever. So those are the 2 main things. It's basically IAD JS or frame kill JD. This lets me do a triple overhead, and this lets me do a double overhead. People never block low after this. There's no overhead here. This is 2 overheads. I can't do a 3rd one. And people never block a low here, and it annoys me. Because I can't just do a low here, but obviously then, whatever. I mean, I can do like this. This is my triple overhead. I can like this, but this is not like that I need meter for. I can do like people sometimes do like stuff like this, but this is not real. Like there was a clip going around a while back that was like this. That's fake as shit. There's no triple overhead in that situation. There's double overhead unless you have meter. So you can block low after the first 2 hits. Those are the 2 main situations you're gonna see with zato high-low, and this also works with screen. It's probably the best option you have mid-screen. It's probably better than this mid-screen. So you're gonna see this the most often mid-screen, or like like whatever, like any kind of variation on this. Okay, 3rd thing. I don't want to frame kill because I'm worried about RC, right? I can basically just land with JK. I have to manually time it. But then in this situation, I do this often after a wall break. Like I'll do this instead of doing the JD stuff because I want to be able to block ORC. And if I do this, I can kind of bait it out way more easily. So I can do this, I can do this, or I can just do any landing normal and then doing this. This is basically the same mix as the frame kill stuff, but it's less reliable, it's less plus because this this move has more active frames, it's better to cancel out of. Obviously, JK doesn't. Like it's a bigger gap if I do JK into whatever. And it's harder to get it as low to the ground. So like if I do this, I'm very high up versus this, right? I have to like be very, very, very precise to actually get it to be like the lowest possible to the point where you can't distinguish it from 2K. But this is something you do a lot, like this. Also, you can also like, you can actually do a quadruple overhead there. If you do like JK, JD, JK, JD. But again, you have to be very, very specific with your height, because if you do it too high, then it's easy to react to the overheads, and if you do it too low, then you can't get the overhead. Like that, JS, JD. So that's the 3rd situation. 4th one, another big one is this. If I'm doing 6H, I have to do JK because JS works, but you can't JD after JS. So you have to do JK because then you can JD, or you can do JK into land, or you can just do this. You can do this also. You can do up flight into JH, but that's also way more easily reactable because up flight is very visually distinct from forward flight, right? Forward flight, up flight, very, very distinct. Especially from 6H, you can just see the height difference. Those are the 4 main ones. And then also for some characters, so not Bridget, so this is for Silent, so that doesn't matter. Not for Bridget, but you can, on some characters, you have the Fshiki. which is if they're crouch blocking, blah, 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 you can hit them with a rising overhead JK. And it's cool as shit. It's my favorite thing in this game. You can do this. You can do like a bunch of cool Beerusy stuff. It doesn't work in everybody though. Unfortunately, it does not work in everybody. But on some characters, this is like a very good way to do Oki. Like you can do something like this. And I fucked it up obviously because and it's 3 in the morning, like straight up 3 in the morning. Whatever. It's like an Oki where you do like this, like that. That's cool as shit that you can do that. But that's only on some characters. And it's not one of the main ways that Zato's gonna do high low. So like regardless of what I'm doing with Eddie, right? Regardless of if I'm doing leap, if I'm doing pierce, if I'm doing drills, regardless of which Eddie I'm using, any other form moves can be used for this kind of offense. The high lows I have are this and this. Those are the main two that you have to look out for. Anyway, that's Zato high low. Please block low here. Please stop blocking overhead here. I want to actually be able to mix people. Please stop not blocking that properly. I swear to God. Okay, that's gonna be it for today.